Welcome back, guys, to Let's Play Gothic 2. So, this is the city of Khorinis, and in the last episode we reached here. We obtained the farmer clothes and we entered on this gate, and now we are trying to become a militiaman in order to get the chapter 2 and go for a long journey. So in order to be a militiaman, Lothar, the paladin, told us that we need to be a citizen of the city, and in this episode we are trying to become a citizen. First, let's go to the healer. There's a water mage here, Vatras.
And so
hey, you, wait, you look familiar to me.
What do you want?
I've seen your face before somewhere, right?
And he did not succeed.
Here, we found this picture on some bandits we picked up a few days ago.
It
looks a lot like you.
Was a place in which Enos
Apparently,
and
those guys were looking
had
for
no
you.
Power.
Gee, I'd never have thought of
And
that
in this
myself.
place,
Very
order
funny.
and
What did those
chaos
guys want from
were
you?
equal.
Ask him yourself.
So
You've got them
the
safely
sea
locked up,
was
haven't you?
created.
No, they're dead.
I guess we'll never know then.
If you're in some kind of
the
trouble,
sea
go talk to Lord
released the
Andre.
land.
Maybe he can
And
help
there
you. You'll
arose
find him in the
all
barracks.
creatures, trees as well as animals,
Okay.
wolves as well as sheep, and last of all, Adanos be with you.
Who are you?
I am Vatras, a servant of Adanos, the guardian of the divine and earthly equilibrium. What can I do for you?
Can you heal me?
Adanos, bless this body, free it of its wounds, and strengthen it with new life.
So I got healed. Let's go back, and we need the approval of 4 masters. We'll talk with each master and see what are his expectations.
That would be a problem.
The first of the masters would be Matteo. He has his store right here.
What can I do for you?
What are you selling?
I can offer you everything you need to survive in the wild. Weapons, torches, provisions, even armor. I still have a special piece in stock. Double hardened armor of snapper leather. Still unused. Interested?
What do you know about paladins?
Since these bastards had come to the city, I've had nothing but trouble. The last time I was headed for the upper end of town, the guards flat out stopped me and asked me what was my business there.
And?
Of course they let me in. I had my shop in the city when most of those pompous asses were still chasing pigs with wooden swords. And yesterday, the bastards came and confiscated half of my goods.
Can you help me get into the upper quarter?
What? What are you going to do there?
I've got an important message.
Well, well. Have you tried getting past the guards?
I don't see why I should even try.
You're probably right. I don't know how important your message is, and it's none of my business. But even if you told them that a ship full of orcs just anchored in the harbor, they'd send you away. Because they have their orders.
So can you help me get into the upper quarter?
It seems to be really important to you. The question is, how important is it to you?
What are you getting at?
I can help you. After all, I'm one of the most influential people here. But it'll cost you.
How exactly can you help me?
Quite simple. I'll use my influence to see to it that one of the master craftsmen here takes you on as an apprentice. As such, you'll practically be a citizen of the city and can enter the upper quarter. Besides which, you'll earn something while you're at it.
What are you asking for your help?
100 gold pieces.
You shark.
Take it easy. It isn't your gold I have in mind.
But
In principle, it's my gold. Greta, the carpenter's niece, hasn't paid what she owes me in ages. But the little brat is constantly running around in new clothes. That means she has the money. I'd like to beat it out of her. But Master Thorben, the carpenter, is also a very influential man. Get me the money and I'll help you.
Where can I find this Greta?
Like I said, she's the carpenter's niece. His house is down the street, the last house on the right before the smithy.
Alright, so we need to go to this Greta and ask Hermione. This is where she lives and this is her uncle. Another influential man in the city. We also need to obtain his approval.
Ah, fresh face. You're not from Khorinis, are you? This is not a good time for travelers. Bandits everywhere, no work, and now the farmers have risen up too. What winds have blown you here?
I've come about Greta.
My niece? What's your business with her? This isn't about money, is it?
She owes 100 gold pieces to the merchant Matteo.
Tell me this isn't true. Ever since that little piece of work moved in with me, I've had nothing but trouble. She's in debt with practically every single merchant in town. I had to borrow 200 gold pieces from Lamar, the moneylender, just to settle her debts. And now this. Greta should be in the house. Go ahead, ask her. But I tell you this, she doesn't have a single gold piece.
We shall see.
So this is Greta.
What do you want, stranger? If you've come to beg, I must disappoint you. I am a poor widow. My name is Greta. Ever since my husband died, I have been running the household for my uncle Thorben.
Matteo sent me. You still owe him some gold.
He wants his money? What for? The goods he delivered were flawed, bad fabric, and bad seams. And did you look at the colors? Those are not the colors I ordered. That's fraud, that is. Let me tell you, back when my husband was alive, he wouldn't have dared to do that. Oh, my poor husband.
Cut it out. Where's the gold?
But I don't have the gold. I'm only a poor widow.
I'll just pay for her so that I can get some experience in wine and some good reputation in the city.
I'm gonna pay the sum for you.
You would do that for me? Oh, I knew you weren't a greedy bastard like that Matteo.
Yeah, never mind.
Come back once you've taken care of that. I want to show you my gratitude.
Here's your 100 gold pieces.
You want to pay for her? I'd have preferred it if you'd squeezed it out of her. Still, 100 gold pieces is 100 gold pieces. You've held up your part of the deal.
Where could I sign on as an apprentice then?
Basically, with any master here on the main street. That would be Harrod the smith, Bospa the bowmaker, Thorben the carpenter, or Constantino the alchemist. One of them is bound to take you on. But it's important that the other masters agree. That's always been the custom here in Khorinis.
Help me sign on as an apprentice with one of the masters.
Don't worry. I'll keep my part of the bargain. The other masters will only hear the best about you from me.
Okay. We obtained the approval of one master. Let's obtain the approval of Bosper. The one with the bows and
Don't tell
arrows.
this to anyone.
Welcome to my shop, stranger. I am Bosper. I craft bows and trade in furs. What brings you to Khorinis?
I need to get into the upper quarter.
Where the paladins are? Forget it. You need to be a respected citizen here, or at least hold a decent job. As a stranger, you stand no chance of getting in.
I'm looking for work.
I could use a new apprentice. The last one just gave up his job 2 days ago. Do you know anything about hunting then?
Well,
I could teach you how to skin animals. I'll pay you well for every skin you bring me.
why did your apprentice give up his job?
All he said was that it had become too dangerous out there. If you're really interested, then you can ask him yourself. His name is Bartok. He's probably hanging out near Corrigan's Tavern. Go through the underpass from the smithy, then you're headed straight for it.
Yeah, the last time I said that it's good to become a smith here in the city to make swords, but I think it's much more better to become this guy's apprentice, because you can skin animals and you can take all kinds of pelts, and you also have some quests by bringing black troll's pelt to a guy that will give you 500 experience, 500 gold, and 3 big potions of healing. So I think I'll become this guy's apprentice.
I want to start as your apprentice.
Before I take you on, I need to know, of course, whether you're any good at all.
What do you want me to do for you?
I will teach you how to skin an animal, and you will bring me, let's say, 6 wolf skins. Then I'll know that you have learned your trade. If it doesn't take you forever, and if the skins are in acceptable condition, I will take you on if you like.
Teach me how to skin animals.
Right. Listen, it's quite easy, really. You take a sharp blade and cut open the animal's belly. Then make a few small incisions on the inside of the legs, and you can peel off the skin. Bring me the wolf skins and we shall see.
In order to bring the wolfskins to him, I'll go hunting with his last apprentice, Bartok, which will find him at the market district. But for obtaining the other 2 masters' approval, we'll go to Constantino, which is here. It's very hard to find if you don't know the game. I'll just speak to him and he'll approve with me being an apprentice of Bartok, of that guy.
What do you want? There's nothing to be had here for free, and I'm not gonna sell you anything either.
Bosper, yeah. Bosper is his name. Forgot. Ah, there's another one. Right here. This is the smith.
Wait a minute. I'm looking for work.
I could use a new apprentice. Brian will have finished his apprenticeship soon, and then he'll leave the city. Are you good for anything?
If you mean, do I know blacksmith's work?
No, that's not what I meant. Sooner or later, the orcs are going to lay siege to the city, and then the only men who will count will be those who are in a position to defend our city. And I won't take on anyone as an apprentice who will disgrace me by fleeing the city with the women and the good-for-nothings, instead of holding the fort here with the men.
I'm not a good-for-nothing.
Those are big words. Can you back them up with big deeds?
What are you getting at?
Bring me an orc's weapon. Orcs have been seen near the city. With a bit of luck, you won't have to search for long. If you manage to bring one down, I'll take you on as an apprentice, provided the other masters agree.
Orcs are damn tough creatures, but we'll get one down with the help of Bartok when we go hunting. There will be an orc in the forest. And the last of the masters is Torben, the carpenter. This asks you for a small favor, you'll see right now.
I'm looking for work.
Do you know anything about carpentry?
The only thing I can make out of wood is a fire.
And what about locks?
Well...
I'm sorry, but I can't use you if you know nothing about my trade. And I have no money to pay for an apprentice.
What if I want to start an apprenticeship with one of the other masters here?
All right, I shall give you my approval. But you had better get yourself the blessing of the gods first. Say, are you a man of faith?
Yes, a most humble servant, Master Thorben.
Then go to Vatras, the priest of Adanos, and have him give you his blessing. He will tell you where you can find a priest of Innos. You should get his blessing, too. Once you have received the blessing of the gods, I shall vote for you.
The blessings I can get here in the city, and from this guy you can also learn lock picking in order to pick locks. I'll learn it as well, but later. So first I'll go to Vatras, where I can receive his blessing.
In all the beings equal. But so...
I'm asking your blessing.
Why should I give you my blessing, stranger?
I want to start an apprenticeship with one of the masters in the lower part of town.
I may give you my blessing, stranger, but I know nothing about you. Tell me about yourself.
What do you want to know?
Well, you could tell me where you come from and why you have come to the city.
I carry an important message for the leader of the Paladins.
What is this message?
A large army is gathering as we talk, led by dragons and determined to conquer the country.
Dragons? You speak of beings which until now have only been mentioned in legends. How do you know this?
Zardas, the magician, told me. He sent me to warn the Paladins.
The necromancer. So he lives, and he sent you. Who are you really?
I'm a former convict from the penal colony of Khorinis. And will you give me your blessing now?
Good. Let us summarize. You are a former prisoner who has been told by Zardas, the necromancer, that dragons have come to conquer the country. And you have come to report this to the Paladins. That all sounds rather fantastic, but I cannot perceive that you are lying to me. Therefore, I must assume that your motives are honorable. Go with the blessing of Adanos, my son.
Where can I find a priest of Innos?
The best thing would be to look around the marketplace. You will find an emissary of the monastery there.
Alright, the marketplace is right in front of us. We'll get the approval of a mage of Innos, and then in the next episode we'll go with Bartek at hunting. I'll introduce him to you in this episode.
What can I do for you? Are you seeking spiritual comfort? Do you want to direct a prayer to our Lord Innos, or donate some gold for his church?
I've come to get your blessing.
That's good. That's good. Then you will probably want to donate gold to the Holy Church of Innos, won't you?
Actually, I wanted your blessing so I can sign on as an apprentice in the lower part of town.
But my son, without a modest donation to the church, it is impossible for me to bless you. How else can I be certain of your good intentions toward the Holy Church of Innos?
So, how much does a donation usually run to here?
Well, that depends on what percentage you want to give, son. Let me see how much you brought. You have more than 100 gold pieces. The Lord says give if you have. The church accepts your generous donation.
I bless you in the name of Innos, for he is light and righteousness.
This is another Easter egg of Gothic 2. This guy accepts till the donation of 1,000 gold pieces, and I should give 20 parts of 50 gold pieces each, and he'll give me 5 HP for each, so I'll have a lot of HP. Like right now I have 64. After I give to this guy I'll have like 200, and that's very good. That's extremely good. Another secret. A guy was on this bench, that Canthar, who was near Lobart's farm. He'll ask me a favor when I meet him, right here. And Bartok must be, I think here. Yeah, there's the guy with the bow. This is Bartok. With this guy I'll go in the next episode and hunt down the creatures and break the orc's weapon and get the wolfskins.
How's it going?
You're not from around here, are you? Never mind. Neither am I.
Where did you hang around before?
In the woods, hunting scavengers and wolves, together with some hunters. But I gave it up. These are dangerous times. There's a lot of riffraff running around out there.
Vosper said you used to work for him.
Yes, I did, but he was only interested in his blasted hides. I told him how dangerous it's gotten out there. He didn't really listen to me. Well, anyway, he paid well. I can't complain about that.
Can you tell me anything else about him?
Vosper had one of his bows stolen recently, in broad daylight. Some guy just waltzed into his store, took a bow, and left. The thieves are getting more and more brazen.
Why don't we go hunting together?
With two, it isn't so dangerous, that's true. Do you know anything about hunting, then? I mean, do you know how to skin an animal?
Yes.
All right, but I want to see 50 gold pieces. For that, you can keep the skins and sell them to Vosper. That's a fair deal, isn't it?
Here they are.
As I was saying, in the next episode I'm
Hear
gonna
ye,
go
inhabitants of Corinus.
with this guy hunting, and I'll end the episode by telling the carpenter that I received the blessing, and then I'll have to receive the blessing of 2 other masters, the smith and the bowyer.
How about your approval, Master?
Has Vatras given you his blessing?
Yes.
And did you also get the blessing of a priest of Innos?
Yes, I did.
Then you shall have my blessing as well. No matter what path you decide to take pride in doing a good job, my boy.
So, thank you again for watching the 4th part of my Let's Play Gothic 2. So, see you in the next episode, guys. Enjoy and good luck.